Hey everybody, MichaelBtheGameGenie here. Thank you so much for checking out the video. Today we're going to be taking a look at Arcade1Up's 2023 lineup so far, what has already been revealed and released stateside, yet none of these titles are still available north of the border here in Canada. Are they coming? Are they not coming? Are they going to be delayed? I'll tell you more about it right after this. So that's right guys, in today's video we're going to be talking about exactly what is going on with Arcade1Up in Canada in terms of their 2023 releases. So far we have had 5 new cabinets that have been released and are available stateside, plus the Infinity Game Board, yet at this time none of these cabinets have become available here in Canada, while some rumors are persisting that some are never coming while others are only being delayed. But before we get into that, I want to say thank you so much to everybody for checking out the video. Guys, I always appreciate the support, and if this is your first time to the channel, you like what you see, go ahead, subscribe, click the bell for notifications, all that YouTube stuff. So I want to take you guys on a trip back to a better time for the company when Liv was still working here and we were still allowed to get loud. Arcade1Up announced their first cabinet available in 2023, the Star Wars re-release cabinet. This new cabinet featured the exact same design but with a new art package, new light-up coin door on the front, and art that actually continued down into the riser to make it look more like a deluxe cab. Now this was a special re-release by Arcade1Up. In my opinion, it's still the best cabinet they have made to date, the Atari Star Wars cabinet, and fans all over North America were super excited to be able to get their hands on it. However, there was one problem. There was a little bit of confusion at first who this was going to be available from, and we found out that it wasn't coming to retail here in Canada. Normally, if it's a direct-to-consumer product or if it's available only through select US retailers, sometimes the Brick gets an opportunity to pick one up. I mean, the Brick has previously had other direct-to-consumer Arcade1Up only cabs, such as the Marvel Superheroes Special Edition, the Samurai Buttons and Light Up Marquee, Burger Time, and Golden Axe. However, we were told Star Wars was not coming here. Now, that doesn't mean Canadians couldn't purchase Star Wars. It was available in-store through Shop Hippo, and if I'm not mistaken, Shop Hippo does in fact ship to Canada. So while not available at retail here in Canada, at least through Shop Hippo, there might be a way to buy it. Unfortunately, we couldn't buy it direct-to-consumer from Arcade1Up. Next up, of course, was the CES announcements, where we got the reveal of the Infinity Game Board as well as the new deluxe line of cabinets, and the Casino-cade, which, what we're being told, is currently being redesigned or renamed. There's the Casino-cade there. Now, I don't count the Casino-cade because this hasn't officially came to retail yet, so we have no details on what's going on with the Casino-cade or if it'll be available here in Canada. However, the Infinity Game Board has come to retail, as well as all of the Arcade1Up deluxe cabinets, minus that Miss Pac-Man that has mysteriously disappeared. But the Class of 81, Pac-Man, and Mortal Kombat are all made it to retail at this point. I think the big one for most people here in Canada is the fact that these deluxe cabs, or legacy cabs, have been available for some while now. People were relatively excited about them because they were new, they were exciting. It was the first riserless cabs. They have new, more arcade-accurate designs, and a lot of people are looking to either swap out old legacy cabs or pick up Arcade1Ups for the first time with these great game lineups. Now, we haven't been told this cabinet isn't coming to Canada. We just don't know when it will be available. So that's Pac-Man, Class of 81, and Mortal Kombat 2 Deluxe. Now, of course, most people even had them earlier in the US than even retailers because a certain amount of the shipment was in fact stolen, and people in California could buy them early off OfferUp. So on episode 2 of Arcade1Up Update, David McIntosh was actually asked about Canadian availability for the deluxe cabs, and he said it shouldn't be that long. Now, when he talked about international availability, he said it's going to be about 6 months out from when we release stateside. But when it came to Canada, he said, I think you guys should have them relatively soon, within 45 days. And according to my watch, that was roughly around 40 days ago. They hosted that show. It was on the 14th of March, some more like 42. So does that mean we should expect to see the Arcade1Up Deluxe cabs hit retailers here in Canada in the relatively near future? So if you go to any Canadian retailer that typically sells Arcade1Up, I went to the Brick because I mentioned them earlier, they usually have the widest variety of cabinets, you can see that there's absolutely no trace of the new Arcade1Up Deluxe cabs. We've been told it's 40 days, however, we heard here in Canada, when asked to the Brick directly when we can expect to see these deluxe cabs, don't expect to see them show up until the later part of the summer, maybe July or August. So much later than 45 days, and there's still no confirmation we're even getting them. Like, we're being told it should be late summer, so much later than the US, and, you know, still no hard guarantee they're even coming. And then, guys, just last week, we had the next installment of that 1UP show where we got the announcement of the 4th deluxe cabinet from Arcade1Up and the first deluxe cabinet with a brand new IP coming to Arcade1Up, The Fast and the Furious. So guys, while most people will typically say, you know what, I've seen these games over and over again, what most Arcade1Up fans have been clamoring for is a new release, something new to get excited about. And of course, Fast and the Furious accomplishes that. It's a fun racing game that is the evolution of the Cruisin' series. It has great graphics, it looks like it's going to be a fun experience, and you can even link these cabs. So there's a lot to be excited about. So obviously, fans across all of North America, the US, and Canada were excited to be able to get their hands on these cabinets. So like I said, fans in both the US and Canada were clamoring to get their hands on the Fast and the Furious. So when it was announced, it immediately went up for pre-sale in the US through Best Buy. Here in Canada, we reached out to all our available retail sources. So you can see on screen, there's a post here from a guy by the name of Richard Harris in the Arcade1Up Canadian fan page. And he asks, it's available in the US, when is this coming to Canada? And a lot of people chimed in with their responses, what they thought. But I want to go down here because there's a post here from Arlene Gower. And most of us in the Canadian fan page already know Arlene. She's a representative from the Brick. She does most of the stuff with the home arcades. And she throws down an absolute bombshell. Apparently, it's not coming to Canada. Now, I will mention under that, you may see a post from a Hussein Youssef. There may be one coming to Canada anyways. That's funny because Game Room Theater Arcade is Hussein Youssef goes by on social media. You guys might know him. He's a huge Instagram poster. Arcade1Up typically sends him review copies. So the only way it's coming is if you're a giant YouTuber or a social media influencer, they may send you one. No one else is getting one. So anyways, I was a little bit alarmed by this post. I mean, I kind of understood Star Wars because I was told that was a special limited release cabinet mainly going to be sold through Shop Hippo, so I got it. And I think we can order through Shop Hippo. I've never tried personally, but I think Canadians can order through Shop Hippo. However, the fact that right now, Fast and the Furious is a Best Buy exclusive, and if it isn't coming to Canada, means we can't get it. We can't order stuff from Best Buy US. Unless it comes to Best Buy Canada, we can't order it. And, if it went to Arcade1Up.com directly, we can kind of order it, but we got to pay out the butt with shipping, duty, and taxes. So you really got to want a game if you're going to order directly through 1UP. So the idea that it wasn't coming to Canada through retail was just bizarre to me. So I reached out to Arcade1Up directly, and sure enough, they confirmed that as of right now, there is no planned release for the Fast and the Furious in Canada. Now, I can't say why. I don't have any information. I've heard scuttlebutt that retailers are completely backed up with stock, so maybe they're not willing to take any, but of course that's scuttlebutt. Take that with a grain of salt. And honestly, there really was no definitive answer as to why Arcade1Up wasn't bringing their new Fast and the Furious cabs to Canada, or what the reason was we didn't get the Star Wars cabinet re-release, or why the deluxe cabs are being held up and we're not getting them for a period of time or at all. Like, why are we not getting any stock in Canada? And then I see a post on the Arcade1Up Canadian fan page from an individual by the name of Dane Gill. Just so everyone has the same information, this is what I was told directly from Arcade1Up when I asked them about ordering a Fast and a Furious cab. Now, this is going through, customer service, not necessarily a direct contact with Arcade1Up with information. Maybe customer service has different information. Maybe they have the right answer. I don't know, but I will read out what he said. Due to the Canadian tax duty structure, we are not currently able to provide Fast and the Furious units in Canada. We are exploring with our retailers about offering the product in Canada, but due to custom duty structure and reach of our shipping partner, we are not directly able to offer the product as on date. However, we will escalate your concern to our concerned team. Thank you for your continuous support. So, very cool of Dane to reach out. So, is it the reason that this is some kind of tax and duty issue? I mean, I don't know. That doesn't really make full sense to me. I know AtGames had a lot of problems initially getting their product into Canada, but I was under the impression that once you initially got your product into Canada, it wasn't a huge problem. Now, maybe there's other external factors that I'm not aware of. Maybe it's not so much a product issue as a distributor issue, because there has been some rumors that Arcade1Up recently switched distributors in the US. They were previously working with, a company called Kokum. I've been told they've moved to a new distributor at this time, and maybe that distributor doesn't have the flexibility or ability to move product into Canada. I have no idea. All I have to say is, I'm very disappointed for Arcade1Up fans here in Canada. Obviously, I love this product. I've been following them since day one. I mean, even at this point, I've sold off a bunch of them. I still have 10 Arcade1Up cabinets in my house. That's still a pretty sizable collection that I don't have any plan on moving anytime soon. I have 10 that I still play and love every day. And I'm excited for new cabs to come out, new XL cabs, new Pro cabs, and maybe even some choice and select 3/4 or deluxe units in the future. And this really concerns me as a Canadian consumer. Am I still going to be able to buy Arcade1Up products here in Canada? You guys know me. I've always been a big advocate for these home arcade companies to bring their products to Canada. Of course, it's all selfish because I want to buy everything, but I want to see the hobby flourish and grow here. I like talking to other people that collect these. I like doing this stuff, but it's going to be hard for the hobby to grow and for us to have that excitement for the company and for the product if we can't even buy their stuff here. So as of right now, from what we're being told, Star Wars re-release, not coming to Canada. Maybe you can buy it through Shop Hippo. Fast and the Furious, not coming to Canada. Maybe eventually it'll go direct to consumer and we can buy it, or they figure something out with the retailers. As for the deluxe cabs and the Infinity Game Board, no answers right now. All we know is they might potentially show up late summer here in Canada. Cross your fingers if you're waiting for a deluxe cab, and hopefully it won't be that long a wait. Anyways, guys, let me know in the comments, what do you think of this news about Arcade1Up and Arcade1Up in Canada? For most of you US consumers, I'm sure you're not bothered by this, but if you are a Canadian customer and you're excited about some of these new cabs from Arcade1Up, how does this news impact you? I'm sure most of you guys in the Ontario region, you're not too concerned. You can still use Shipsy and get your product across the border. But for the rest of us across the rest of Canada, this sucks. Anyways, guys, thank you so very much for watching. This is Michael B. the Game Genie, and I'll talk to you next time.